Hello and welcome to the cottage. I'm Joey, the Veiled Cottage Witch, and today we are talking about one of my favorite flowers and one of my favorite deities. We are going to talk about iris. And right over here, I have my iris candle lit. And so I have a story for you before we go anywhere with this video. So 2020, I enrolled in the University of Metaphysics, Sedona. And I quickly got my bachelor's degree. It was super easy. I just had to go through some modules and answer some questions and do a quiz. And I got my bachelor's degree. No problem. And then I had to write a master's thesis. And the topic eluded me. I picked a topic and it was so broad that I really couldn't focus on it. So I was a little bit lost as to what I wanted to do. So, as any witch does, I called to my spirit guides and my deities and I said, send me a sign. I'm lost and I really need some direction. And then I got plagued by rainbows. Rainbows everywhere. And not in the sky like where you usually see them. I mean, just prisms of light, just following me out of the corner of my eye, places where you wouldn't see them, just everywhere. And I was curious. And so I looked up rainbows, seeing rainbows, what rainbows mean, and all of that. And I came across a deity named Iris, Iris of the rainbows, and fell in love with her story. And then I began to dive deeper and found out that rainbows are associated with the chakra system. And I was like, oh, energy. Energy works through the chakras. Okay, I got this. I can just study the chakras, and that can be kind of what my thesis is about. I got it. So from then on, I began working with Iris in conjunction with working with the chakras. And it became a beautiful, beautiful friendship. So, got my master's thesis done. Everything was good. I got it up on my wall right there. And I still work with her. And rainbow candles are so easy to find, just so you know. And I stopped seeing them everywhere, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing working with her. And every time I see a rainbow in the sky, I always think about that time in my life where I asked to be led and she appeared. Her story is just amazing. I'm going to share it with you today. But I had to share that personal story because if you ask the gods to show you, they will show you. So, had to share that. I thought that was a beautiful time in my life. So, I hope you agree. If you ask, they will show you. They will show you the way. Absolutely. So, let's get right into it. All right. So, the Latin name for the iris is actually based on the color. So, The general common iris is iris versicolor, meaning multicolored. So the iris germanica is the bearded iris. That's what this looks like right here. Love those. The coastal iris is this right here, and it's called iris atrapurpura. That's a mouthful. Um, it just goes on and on. I wish I could show you like every single iris, but I'll show you what I can. But basically, every single kind of iris has its own scientific name. But for now, we'll just call it iris versicolor. All right. So the folk names are kind of hilarious. We've got blue flag, harlequin blue flag, larger blue flag. These are huge, huge irises. Northern blue flag and poison flag. And in Great Britain and Ireland, they have the purple iris or the coastal iris. And these are that dark eggplant colored irises. So the folklore here goes straight to my homegirl right here. So the iris flower is strongly linked to the goddess Iris, who's the personification of the rainbow and a messenger of the gods. She uses the rainbow. I love this story, so forgive my ear to ear grin. It's just going to happen. So she uses the rainbow to travel between heaven and earth, carrying messages and divine commands. The iris's flowers' vibrant colors are seen as a reflection of the rainbow, and thus the flower became associated with the goddess and her role as a messenger, connecting to the divine and mortal realms. Very cool. So she is the daughter of Thaumas, and Electra. I love that name. And sister to the Harpies. She's depicted as a beautiful young woman with golden wings, often carrying a herald staff and a water pitcher. Very cool. The rainbow was seen as a bridge between the heavens and earth, and Iris was believed to travel along it, delivering messages and even replenishing the clouds with water from the sea. So she's like air and water goddess. So cool. Beyond her role as a messenger, Iris symbolizes communication, connection, and transitions between different states or realms. So, like right there with Mercury or Hermes, she has that way of floating between the realms. The iris's flower symbolism extends beyond mythology. In various cultures, it represents faith, hope, wisdom, and even royalty. For example, ancient Egyptians placed irises on the brow of the Sphinx and the scepters of kings. Very cool. The meaning of the iris can vary based on its color. Purple irises are associated with royalty and faith, blue with hope and faith, yellow with joy and friendship, and white with purity. Look at these white ones. Aren't they so pretty? I want a field of them. I love them. Now, the iris flower, particularly the rainbow-like colors, are often seen as a symbol of hope and positive change. Now, everybody's seen the fleur-de-lis, right? The fleur-de-lis are irises, right? You've seen this symbol, right? So these became decorations everywhere. but they're seen as a protection symbol. So everywhere you see these little symbols, they're the iris and they're a protection symbol. Witchcraft is everywhere. I love it. Yes. So Dioscorides in the 1st century CE described iris rhizomes as useful for fading freckles, treating ulcers, and inducing sleep. I'm just saying. Native American tribes used iris fibers for rope and fishing nets and snares. Isn't that interesting? So that's the lore. I hope you learned something new. All right, medicinal uses. Now, traditional European folk medicine used the underground parts of several species called orris root. And it sounds just like iris for a reason. Orris, Orris, derived from certain species, especially Iris germanica and Iris pallida, for centuries. Historically, it was used to alleviate bloating and constipation by potentially stimulating the digestive juices. Yeah, yummy. Now, some herbal traditions employed orris root for coughs, bronchitis, and other respiratory ailments, believing it possessed mild expectorant properties to help clear mucus. Now, it's traditionally used to soothe inflammation, especially skin inflammation, whether applied topically or taken internally. Now, it may promote urine production and be useful for water retention and certain kidney issues. It's included in some skincare products for its purported soothing and moisturizing properties. Thank you, beautiful root. And in combination with other herbs, and of course, it doesn't say which herbs, the root was dried and powdered and used for blood purifying, gland stimulating, increasing kidney activity, stimulating appetite and digestion, increasing bile flow, headaches, toothaches, muscle and joint pain, constipation, bloating, diabetes, and skin diseases. Amazing, amazing, amazing herb. Now, general flower, like the actual flower, was used in traditional medicine as a diuretic, expectorant, intestinal antiparasitic, and laxative. Now, in traditional Chinese medicine, the leaves, the rhizomes, and seeds of iris are used for colds, coughs, and liver diseases. Who knew? All right, on to magical uses. You guys know this is my favorite part, right? I mean, after the lore. The folklore is my favorite, but then, I love the magic part. All right, so the element is water. The planet is Venus. The gender is feminine, and the day of the week is Friday. Yep, I'm filming on a Friday. I got my shit together just in time. I try. All right. So I have a lot here, you guys. I dug deep. So, as Iris was a messenger of the gods, bridging the heavens and earth, the flower carries this association. So, it's useful for all communication spells and rituals. Anytime you're wanting to communicate with your deities, with your spirit guides, with your beloved dead, your ancestors, anything, you can use iris. I have a little bit left from last year. We didn't get any flowers this year. it got too hot too fast and got too crowded too fast. I got the purple kind. Yep. All right. As iris symbolizes faith, hope, and wisdom in various spiritual traditions, it can be used in spells and rituals related to the intellect and those related to matters of faith and hope. So, kind of like a last straw kind of situation or last hope kind of situation. As the iris is seen as a symbol of protection and valor, I need water. It is so dry outside, you guys. It's potentially due to its regal appearance and association with the gods, and even with the stylized French fleur de lis, which may be derived from the iris. Not may, it is. Come on, it looks just like, come on. Utilize the fleur de lis as a protection symbol, along with the essential oil of iris and the flower itself in protection rites and rituals. So you can carve the symbol into the candle, anoint it with the essential oil, along with a carrier oil. You know, we don't want it to like blow up in flames or anything. And then you can powder the flower and then put that over your carving and your oil, and then use that as a protection candle. There you go. You can even sprinkle the flowers around your candle. Perfect. You can also anoint yourself with the oil or use it in a bath when courage and confidence is needed. Beautiful. I've actually got it in my, you can see it right there, in my diffuser. It smells amazing in here, you guys. I love iris essential oil. It's amazing. Now, white irises in particular are associated with purity and innocence, so you can use them in purification rites and initiations of any kind, right? It's all about the color here, you guys. Have you kind of surmised that? I hope so. Now, the iris's connection to the goddess Iris's journeys between realms symbolizes transition and positive change. So utilize iris in flying ointments or astral travel incense to ensure safe journeys, or when going through any sort of transition or transmutation. Perfect for that. Now, the iris is linked to intuition and the connection between the physical and spiritual realms. So place some dried iris flowers into a dream pillow, burn as an incense, or anoint yourself with the oil before divination sessions. And I have an oil for that. I'll show you at the end. Orris root is primarily known in magical practices for its connection to love and attraction, and can be incorporated into love spells and rituals to attract love, rekindle past relationships, and enhance personal magnetism. And it's often referred to as a love-drawing herb or Queen Elizabeth root. So yeah, it can bring that to you. Yes, absolutely. Orris root has also been associated with healing, enhancing feminine strength and success, and boosting glamour spells, not grammar, glamour. Now, I have to, here's my important note. Some iris species and fresh orris root can be toxic, while the dried and processed iris root is used in perfumery and traditional practices, is generally considered safe in small amounts. Direct exposure to fresh iris plant parts or large quantities of fresh orris root can cause irritation and illness. It is crucial to be cautious when handling the plant and always consult with a healthcare professional before using orris root for medicinal purposes. Be careful, guys. I know we want to just treat flowers and herbs as natural remedies for everything, but we have to take into account that large doses and stuff and what we're already taking, we have to take that into account. So please heed my warning and consult with a doctor, okay? Don't anybody die because I told them to use, don't go dying. Please don't go dying. I've said my piece here. All right. Now on to personal uses. Other than it smells wonderful and, anoint my iris candle with it, I have my third eye oil, which is one of my best selling oils. This is an oil blend, which means it's not infused. I don't infuse it. I can make it by the bottle. This has an amazing blend to it. I do not remember. I've been making this for 3 years. I don't remember how I came up with it. So don't ask me to tell you how I came up with it. But it has juniper berry, honeysuckle, iris, jasmine, and mugwort essential oils. I know I put the mugwort in as a protection thing, but also as a third eye opener, just like all the other flowers in here. It smells absolutely amazing. Everybody loves it, and it really just will blow that third eye open. People have said they've had prophetic dreams with this. They go into trance with this. Their divination sessions have been amazing with this. On and on and on. So this is $12.50 in my store. I'll put the hyperlink down below. Third eye oil. Next, I have my overcoming obstacles. This is infused, so it's not going to have quite the my oil blends have that smell because they're made with just a carrier oil and essential oils. But these have herbs and resins and everything, plus essential oils. So, and they're cooked all day. Not cooked, but infused. So this has dragon's blood, wormwood, thyme, garden sage, basil, hibiscus, and iris in it. Overcoming obstacles. This is great for really any challenge that you have in your life. If you are stuck and you just need a little push through, this is perfect. This is perfect. Overcoming obstacles. Then I have my, oh, nope, that's not it. What's that doing there? And then I have my magical cleansing sacred incense. I say it's magical because this stuff smells like soap. I don't know how. I didn't plan it that way. But when I burn it, it smells like soap, like it's really cleansing. Like you're taking a shower and you're cleansing. I don't know how. But it has jasmine, iris, majoram, bay leaf, sage, benzoin, sugar, juniper berry, and pine essential oils in it. This stuff's awesome. I don't know how it smells like soap when I burn it, but it does. And it just feels like everything's cleaner once I burn it. It's crazy. I don't know how things happen that way, but perhaps I'm witchy. Perhaps. And then my water booster oil. This is great for if the way I learned to do spell work, you add something from every element. That's how I had, shh, don't tell anybody my secrets, all right? Shush. But for a spell to work for me, I have to have something from every element. So this covers your water element. And it has chamomile, rose geranium, iris, rose, and jasmine essential oils. This is an oil blend too. So this is your water booster. Awesome. Awesome stuff. I don't remember what it smells like, so I have to remind myself. Yep, smells like water. I love to add this just to bring things, to bring the emotion of something together, to help me kind of tie that together. So I'll have all of these down in the description box below. So that was Iris, one of my favorite flowers, one of my favorite deities, one of my favorite smells in the world. And the reason that I got my master's degree in metaphysical sciences. Thank you, blessed Iris. I will ride your rainbow till the end. So I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a like. Subscribe if you want to see more of this series. I'm going to be going on until I've talked about all the herbs in my collection and in my garden. So keep liking and I'll keep making them. You can go to my website and purchase any of my herbal products. Please do remember at checkout to put in the code all caps veiled to get your free shipping. Don't miss out on that huge discount. It's my gift to you and only available here on YouTube. So don't forget about that. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee, or you can follow directions down below, or simply scan this code right here, but absolutely no pressure. Just remember to live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.